Hey guys, John here. So I'm going to test out my powder coat oven, but I want to go over a few things. Powder coating for the novice user, somebody like me, somebody at home, it's actually not that expensive. You can probably start out with about a couple $100. This is the powder coating gun and the whole kit right here. I think I got this off of Harbor Freight for, I think it was $99 on a sale. And it comes with a foot pedal where you activate it. And if you don't know how this works, I'll go over it kind of quickly. Kind of like when you buy a package and somebody's got all those peanuts in it and you stick your hand in and all the peanuts stick to your hand. That's just static electricity. Those are positively charged because they've been bouncing around in the box the whole time. And when you open the box, you're negative, so they jump right on you. Well, this is the powder, and it's basically like a dry paint. And what happens is when you shoot it out of the gun at a low pressure, about 10 PSI, the gun positively charges the powder, and then this is a ground wire that you stick to whatever you're painting. Has to be conductive, and the stands and stuff that you put it on have to be conductive. It has to be able, either you attach this directly to what you're painting or you attach it to a piece of metal that it's sitting on, and this is the ground. And what happens is once you push this button, the positively charged particles of the paint, as they spray out, they get attracted to the negatively charged item. Like, say for instance, and it's a cheap way of testing and refining your skills, these tumblers. You can go on Amazon. This isn't a Yeti, it don't even have a name on it. But you can get these on Amazon for about $8 each. And this is what I'm going to test mine on. Now what I do is I keep, this gun is specifically for these types of bottles. And you can go on, you can have these shipped from China, like 10 of them for about $50. It's $5 a bottle. That's not too bad. But when you buy from other companies, another company, Eastwood, that makes another powder coating gun that's pretty affordable. They sell theirs that come in these bottles. Well, the opening for these bottles is smaller than the opening for this bottle. They're two different sizes. So these bottles won't work on this gun, and these bottles won't work on that gun. So what I do is I go on Eastwood and I buy their bottles to store my paint. This one bottle holds a pound of paint and or powder, and this bottle holds a pound from Harbor Freight. But what I did is I have a couple extra bottles. Now the most important thing is these have to be dry. So in between colors, you can clean them out, pour everything back into these bottles, and then rinse them out really good. But you need to make sure that before you use it, that there's no liquid left in it. You've let it set out. I usually let it set out for a whole day, upside down, and let it completely dry and anything in it, and it'll dry out by then. The lids, they have a little washer inside them. You need to make sure you have that intact. That washer seals the bottle. Now this, in the lid, it seals the bottle to that, but there's one inside the gun that seals the bottle to the gun. So that's important that you have that seal. Eastwood sells their paints, come in these bags, and they're a 1 pound bag, and there's still a little paint left in there after I filled it. This is navy blue, and I filled this up with navy blue, so there's still a little bit left. And then I have a, what color is this? This is chrome. It's a bonded chrome. It's actually a chrome paint. And then this is a mirror black. It's a really high gloss black. You can do the gloss like with, when I bought this kit, I actually bought the whole kit, so I think it was like $150 for the whole kit, and that came with 3 colors. Yellow, there's red, and there's matte black. A lot of times these come out kind of glossy, but if you want more gloss, then you can get a gloss clear coat, which I have in these 2 bottles. And then you can do a second coat with the clear coat. There's 2 ways that you can powder coat. Like right now I'm heating my oven up. You can stick the bottle in the oven and then wait till it gets to 400 degrees, or depending on the paint, like this glass, this high gloss clear is 375 for 10 minutes. This red is 400 for 20 minutes. Navy blue, 400 for 20. Most of your colors are 400 for 20 minutes. Most of your clears are a little lower, 375 for 10 minutes. You want the product at temperature when you start your timer. So the best thing is to get one of these. This is an infrared temperature thermometer, and you just hit it and it tells you right now that's 74 degrees. So you have 2 ways you can do it. You can stick it in, let it get to temperature, then bring it out and paint it, and then put it back in, and it'll be at temperature a lot faster, and then your timer starts once it's at temperature. So there's another company that sells really cool stuff. I have to get the I'll have to get the name of it, the company, but this is what I'm going to use. They sell this little adapter here, and then they sell these silicone plugs. You have all different sizes. You have plugs to plug screw holes, and then you have caps, silicone caps to plug screws, nuts, and bolts. The idea is to cover up what you don't want to paint. And they also sell high temperature tape if you want to get fancy with a design and doing multiple coats. But this thing, cover this up, stick it down through this hole, get your, you need a screwdriver. So you get one of these, and 3 screws. I'll show you what these do here in a minute. 1, 2, 3. Smell the oven heating up. So what this is designed for, this is a cap that covers the opening of the cup so none of the paint gets inside. You don't want to paint surfaces that are used for food. So you put that cap on. Let's see, there's multiple sizes. Here's a white one. Oh no, that's too small. This is the right one. Then you want to put this on over the hole like that, so the hole is visible. And this is silicone, so the screws will go right into it. It's like a rubber. Now I'm going to be charging the cup. So if you could see this piece of metal that I'm screwing to this rubber, it's not going to get charged because none of the metal that is conductive for the painting process is going to actually stick to it. So we have that. We're going to stick this down through here. Then this upside down. That's a little bent. I think I got another one. There we go. And this is what's going to make it conductive. Stick your cup there and then bring this up and push it in really good so it stays attached. And that's how we're going to paint. Now we have to make sure that we can attach our ground. So what I'm going to do is I'll have it sitting off the edge so that I can attach the ground to the bottom of the base. And because we have this piece of metal here, it's what brings the conductive to the cup. I'm not going to put this in the cup in the oven and let it heat up. I'm going to paint it cold, and then I'm going to pay attention to when the cup is hot enough before I start my timer. I'll just use, I'm going to have to get me a timer, but I'll use my phone. Okay, so I'm going to put this away. So the great thing about powder coating is you don't have to worry about overspray. You don't have to worry about problems with powder everywhere, because you just sweep it up or you vacuum it. It's not that big a deal. You don't have to wear, as far as I know, you don't have, unless you're really close to it, you have to wear a respirator and all that, because it's not blowing all over the place. It's just going to blow around here. Now, a lot of people sometimes build a little box with a fan on the back of it to kind of keep all the spray confined. I'm not worried about it. I'm not going to really be doing a great deal of powder coating. So this, I'm going to do this cup in gold. My granddaughter is graduating, so let me get all this other stuff off of here. So I want to have her something. We'll see. You know, this is one of those graduations where they're not, because of COVID-19, nobody is actually, there's no real graduation ceremony. So, get this stuff out of the way. So here's my gold, here's my cup. I'm going to go ahead and just tap it to let it roll into the cup. Try not to dump it, because it will fly out all over the place. And it's a really fine powder, so you want to kind of tap to keep it rolling. I'm going to fill this. That should be good. Just got to remember, the more you put in, the more you got to put back into this cup when you're done with it. At least for me. Now, like I said, you can go buy these cups from China, like $5 a piece, and then just keep your paints in it. Because when you're ready, this jar is going to go right, got to kind of wiggle a little bit, because there's a nozzle that has to go down into it. And you're just going to screw that on and make sure it's nice and tight. So, let me get some of this other stuff out the way. I'm going to get my drink out the way. So we have, get this out of the way. We have my foot pedal. We're going to put this down. This thing's brand new. So if it don't work, I'm going to find out right now. fix this cord. There it goes. Put this down here. My oven's at about 275. 225. About 325 is what the oven's at right now. Now I don't want to have all this noise, so I'll be right back after I charge my compressor. All right, compressor's ready. It's all charged, set to about 12 psi. It gives me a little bit of extra couple pounds. Most of the time they say they want you to have a regulator right at the gun, but this is my first wing at it, so we'll see how we do. So what we do, got a little leak in. Turn the gun on. Have it hooked here for ground. Push the pedal, and then spray. I got maybe too high. Still too much. Should be coming out like a thin powder. Let me bring the hair down just a little bit. This isn't working out as planned. Hang on there. Don't really have a lot of room here. Around. There we go, that's better. My problem is that I've dropped my little bottom piece. That's much better. Yeah, definitely spraying out too much. All right, so let's see. And you can brush off any excess. This is supposed to lift up. Oven's almost at 400. What you don't want painted, you can simply brush off. Now I'm going to go ahead. Don't look like I had any on the inside. Stick this in the oven. It's hot, hot, hot. Right in the middle. Close the door. Yeah, I like really used up a lot of powder. Let me clean this up. Take your temp probe, see what our we got a ways to go. It's at 250. So check the temperature of the cup. Once it hits 400, we can let it bake for 20 minutes, and then we'll be back. Okay, so it's baking. I got about 10 more minutes of cooking. For that cup, I decided to switch over to some blue and try another one. What I did was I took the gold off, emptied it into the other container, sprayed the nozzle to get out as much as I can on the inside. Might have to research how to thoroughly clean it, but yeah, a little glue, gold won't hurt anything. Might give that gold blue tint, but there's not much left in it. I took my spray nozzle from my compressor and sprayed out as much as I could. Then I put navy blue on it, and then I adjusted that that piece of silicone cap there so that it will kind of set on it better and won't pop out on me. So let's see how this works. I now got it set as I did before. There. And let's turn it on. See how we get with blue. Coming out way too much. Oh, probably because I had it upright. There we go. Whoa, don't get the nozzle too close. Maybe open up just a little bit more. There we go. On this side. If you make a mistake or you see something wrong, you just brush it. And then come back over it again. Turn it. Oop. Oh, come on. Got this on my hose, that's why. Keep your foot on it. Make sure you don't touch it or step on it. Touch it while you have it energized. I don't know if you can hear, but every time you hit it with my foot, you can hear it buzzing. All right, Still got about 8 more minutes cooking. There you go. I see only thing I see is one little blemish right there. And, you know, I don't know if I put this stuff on. I gotta wait for it to cool. It's still at 120 degrees. So I still gotta let it cool completely. But the blue one, we're almost back up the temperature. Blue one's in there cooking. And what I found out though, once the oven's at temperature, it takes about 5 more minutes for the cup to get at temperature. So as soon as the oven's at temperature, I'm going 25 minutes. Adding 5 minutes for cook time. So here I got all my bottles cleaned out. I'm gonna do a high gloss next. Even though this isn't perfect, I wanna see how to do the high gloss. The directions say every one of the paints or powders, they come with directions for everything. How much time, says response to skin, storage, disposal, contain special on handle. Doesn't say. But what I heard online was that it's best to spray a clear coat or a second coat when the first coat, when the item is still hot. So we're gonna find out, because I'm gonna spray this one while it's warm. Let's put some clear in here. So I don't know if you noticed, even everything that I wasted still didn't use a whole lot of powder. Full. There we go. So I'm going to take this off. Ooh, that's still pretty hot. Let's kind of roll this way, take it off this grate. Really like to, that's still pretty hot. Really like to get this silicone, because you really got to push it up and into the cup, which I didn't do very well before. Still pretty hot. I don't think I'll be able to do it now. Ooh. So, let's hook this up. Get the hot pads out the way. air hose. There's our ground. On. Goes on like a white powder. Learning to do this a little better. Spot missing with that. Alright, so I think that might be good because we're going to save this. Turn it off. So that when our blue comes out, we're going to throw the gold back in for 10 minutes, drop the temperature a little bit, 375. And then by the time it's ready, we're ready to throw the blue in. Should have plenty of time between the two. Whoa, that looks so cool. So let's open this all the way up. Pull this out. Slowly. Like I said, I'm not perfect at this. There's our blue. Now we're going to take our gold that we've already done clear on. I'm going to throw it in the oven and then bring the oven down to 375. Now while this is hot, we're going to spray on clear. Oh, gotta be careful. Everything on this is hot. Around the side here. You gotta remember your spraying is hot, so it's gonna start melting while you're spraying it. turn this around so I won't be able to get the back side. Get this. Ooh, careful. All right. So I gotta let the gold one cook for about 10 minutes once it gets up to temperature, and then I'll be back. All right, so let's see what this gold looks like. Put the clear coat on it. Go ahead and open this up. Oh, wow. Oh man, that does an amazing job. Get it up here. And then let me put the navy blue in. And then wait for it to get up to temperature. But let me, now if you remember, the old one had kind of like a soft gloss. So let me bring this closer. Much more gloss to it. That clear coat really brings the shine out. Not too bad for my first time clear coating. Looks like my oven works pretty good too. So we're gonna let that get up to temperature, and then let the blue go for about 10 minutes, and then we'll be back. All right, it's about time to pull out that blue one. Let's see what we got. It's been cooking for about 20 minutes at 375. Oh. Yeah. Put this on here. Let it cool. You can see that glossy look on there. That looks pretty sharp. Not too bad. Actually, I think some of the gold got in there. Maybe a little bit on the top. But it looks pretty sharp. We'll let it cool. It's gonna take a while. And then we'll be back. So here's the gold. As you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but when the silicone fell out and I sprayed, because of the static charge, some of the paint went up on the inside lip. So I'll just, I don't think that's gonna hurt anything. I mean, this stuff, once it cures, as long as you don't cook with it, I don't think there'd be a problem. I mean, everybody drinks out of these cups that are powder coated. So I took a little light sandpaper to get off any residue. There's nothing down low. It's pretty clean on the inside. Just along that edge has a little bit of gold. What's that? But now wait for this thing. It's not cool yet. It's still, what do we got here? Still 170 degrees, so we gotta let it cool down. All right, so here we go. We got the gold. Like I told you, that silicone plug fell out, so you can see how it kind of fades in because some of the paint got drawn in. And the blue. So you can see that actually came out pretty good. It does, it's got like a little metal flake in it or something. But you can see on this edge how it's nice and clean. That plug just keeps it clean on the inside. Everything looks good on the inside. A little something got in the paint right here. I don't know what it is, but not too bad. Inside's still a little warm on the blue. But so that's my first try with powder coating with my powder coating oven made from a smoker. There's another video on that. You can find it on my channel. I am in no way confessing of any kind of professional. This is just for the novice user. I intend to use this to powder coat a lot of the parts that I'm putting into the Airstream that I'm restoring. So this makes it so I can do it cheaper. The oven I have out of a smoker is pretty small, so it can't really handle big items. But doorknobs and stuff like that it can handle. So the stuff is still hot. So the stuff, all the supplies I got, like these silicone plugs, the bolt covers, the hole plugs, the tape, all that I got from these guys at High Temp Masking Supply. It's www.hightempmasking.com. It was pretty affordable. I think I paid like 20 or 30 bucks for the silicone kit with all the plugs. You can see the prices online. I thought they were pretty reasonable. You can get little cut up coat hangers to use on a hanger to hang parts like that have holes in them and stuff that you can spray while they're hanging. Or you can go to one of these supply places, Harbor Freight or Eastwood, and there's High Temp Masking Supply, and they have all kinds of supplies for powder coating for people like you and me, not the big professionals. I mean, they run powder coating ovens that you can actually walk into. So that's not something for me. So if you have any questions, concerns, critiques, comments, leave them below. And if you like what you see, subscribe. I'll talk to you later.